Should families of faith support a temporary pause in accepting foreign refugees?
Here to weigh in is Fox News religion contributor Father Jonathan Morris. Good to have you this morning.
It's a complex issue. And as soon as you say, yes, all Christian families or all families of faith should accept this party or this policy or this politician, you're really doing a disservice because these are nuanced arguments.
Walk back in history for us. What has been the norm for the church and families welcoming in refugees?
You know, I think we have to look at principle. I think the story in the Bible of the Good Samaritan who found a guy who gotten beat up on the side of the road and took him in, paid for him. He didn't ask, like, who are you? How did you get here? Am I going to be safe with you? That is one of the principles. There's another principle that when you're a government, you have responsibility to also protect your people. And there is not only a right, but a responsibility to make sure that immigration levels are both safe and sustainable. And then we have to make the nuance between what an immigrant is, somebody who's seeking a better life, and somebody who's truly a refugee and who's fleeing for their life. Those are all nuances that are very important.
That's such an important point because the left often makes that argument, right, that Republicans, that if they want to put, extreme vetting in place or, banning all Muslims, as many of them have said this executive order has been about, which it has not been, that Republicans don't have a heart, that they don't care about
But it's understandable that they're considered to be heartless when it's rolled out in the way that it was rolled out. I think it started off with President Trump, then President-elect Trump, or candidate Trump, saying that he was in favor of a ban on Muslims. That was a mistake. He walked it back, thankfully, and to his credit, and it was a humble move to walk it back. But then when you make a showy executive order, this is what we're going to do in these 7 countries, and then it's related to what you've said in the past, then it gets complicated. They're learning, I hope. You can't do it in that way.
We've had some good clarification today about, immigration versus refugees, with refugees being those truly being persecuted at one level or another. Yep. You think of Christians in the Middle East today. Are we doing enough as a country with historic Christian roots to help Christians around the world who are being persecuted?
Yeah, not only to help those Christians come to our country, there's certainly room for that, but also helping them to stay in their own countries and to defend them where they are. That's a huge thing. Let me tell you a very quick story. Growing up, my dad used to pick up hitchhikers when we'd be traveling as a family in the station wagon. Wow. There were 7 of us kids.
Wow.
And he would pick up hitchhikers. My mom would be screaming, "No, Bob, don't do it, don't do it." And he would look at them and he would pull over. Sometimes he didn't, but a lot of times he did because he thought they needed help. But sometimes he didn't because he had to protect his family. And so we have to, it's a judgment call. Yeah. We have to err on the side of mercy, I believe, while at the same time being reasonable. And those who are in responsible positions, like politicians, have to also protect us.
Great point.